I've been going back and forth between two horrible, unsustainable states, drunkenness and abstinence.
I hated myself. I used to wake up every morning when I was using, wanting to die.
Our book says that our drinking was but a symptom of deeper underlying causes and conditions.
Recovery is the process in which we uncover those things that keep us using and make abstinence feel like hell.
Life will mean something at last. You know, that we will become happy and useful and whole, and it's amazing. Please don't give up before your miracles happen.
Sometimes people say, oh, he has a great message. Not mine. It's ours.
Holy fuck, eh?
Right away.
Fuck, there's no other way around this, is there?
Way down the road. And then down Main Windhaven.
Right by the cop's house? Fuck, eh?
What do you think?
I mean, we might as well try. Hold on. Oh no.
That's okay. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
Oh, fuck you.
Sweet.
200 meters. Another tree.
Yeah. I'm surprised no one's been back here.
Yeah.
Oh. What's up, family? I'm Perry, grateful recovering alcoholic and addict, and welcome back to another episode of SR. Sometimes just little things can make me think on a really deep level and think about my life and my recovery, even when what I'm doing is not really about recovery or about life. So there's two things that happened when me and Buddy went out for our bike ride. Two big lessons that I'm continuously learning in my recovery. One of which is going with the flow and accepting how things are unfolding as they happen. So me and Buddy planned to go on this dirt bike ride, and of course, when we planned it out, I got thinking about making this video, and I wanted to set up cameras here, and I wanted to do this, and I wanted to do that. And we had the time to do so. But when I got to Buddy's house, unloaded my bike, found out that his gas tank was leaking fuel everywhere. So right off the hop, we had a situation that we needed to deal with before we went on a dirt bike ride. So we're trying to brainstorm and plan and try and figure out how we can seal up this gas tank. We did it once before with like seal all, but it just didn't work, and the gas eventually ate through that seal and started leaking again. So we were kind of trying to figure out what to do about that so we could get out there. And I ended up just taking a soldering iron and pretty well plastic welding this gas tank, which we got to hold and to actually work. So that was pretty sweet. We got the bike put back together, got it started, got fired up. Now we're ready to go on our dirt bike ride. But now we're a couple hours behind the program. And so I did not have the time that I wanted to put in the work to make the video how, I pictured it in my brain. And so there's kind of like two options that I can go with there. I can kind of be like disgruntled and annoyed at the situation, right? Or I can accept it as it was and just be like, okay, I don't have time to film today. That's not a big issue. But there was one thing that I wanted to try on this trip, because on my last trip, I had my GoPro set up on my helmet, and I just wasn't super thrilled with the footage that I got from it. So I was like, okay, I can't do all this other stuff, but I'll bring the GoPro and I'll try and see if I can make the footage look a little bit better. So what I did, it was kind of set up like this, and all I did was I changed the angle of the GoPro just like that, and I was like, I'll see if the footage comes out a little bit better than it did the last time. So like I think the last time I was like too high up on my angle, so I just adjusted the angle a little bit so I could see how the footage turned out. And that worked out very, very well. When I got back home and I reviewed the footage, I was happy and pleased with how it turned out. Of course, there's still lots that I need to learn about the camera settings in here, because there's still things that I'm learning about this filming thing and how I can adjust the settings to get even better footage. So I'm working toward that, but that was the one thing that I was able to do that day in such short notice and short time, was to just adjust the angle of the camera. And that's where I start, as I was looking at the footage and editing the footage, that's where I started thinking on a deeper level about my own life, and how this silly little thing just applies to my life. So there's been many times in my own recovery in my life that the way I'm looking at things just isn't the right angle, right? It's not the right approach, and that's exactly what I need to do, is apply the same principle that I did with this to my own life. Just adjusting the angle on how this camera is set up on my helmet change the perspective of the footage itself. So if I could do that in my own life and adjust the way I'm looking at something to get a different perspective on it, you know, how can that affect and change my life? I've talked about it a few times, about perspective change and how if we look at something differently and through a different lens, how it can change the way our life goes and how we look upon our life and feel about our life. And so that was, you know, one of those things that just like in my brain was that, you know, when we're so focused within ourselves, and you know, if we have a problem in our life and we're focused on that, sometimes we get the tunnel vision going on, and we're only looking at it through that angle, right? And when you're hyper focused on that angle, sometimes it's hard to see a different approach or different direction that we can take to our problems and to things going on in our life. But if we adjust the angle, right, if we come at it from a different approach, all of a sudden that problem or that situation or that thing that we're dealing with looks a lot differently. This is a principle or something that, you know, like I said, that I've been working on for a while, and I constantly have to remind myself that sometimes the way I'm looking at it isn't the right way, and I need to adjust the way I'm looking at it so that I can get a clearer picture of what's happening. So that's how, or that's what, you know, this video turned into for me. It wasn't, you know, it started out to be a dirt biking video with me and my buddy. Ended up being a totally different idea than what I thought it was going to be. But it worked out, right? I had something to talk about and to learn from this situation. You know, two of those things, right? Accepting how the situation turned out, and then just thinking about, you know, how I can adjust the lens that I'm looking at my life through to get a different perspective on it, which I need all the time, because I can get into those negative mindsets very quickly, and I have all the intellectual knowledge of what I should be doing and what I'm trying to apply, but when I get too wrapped up in myself and what I'm thinking about and how I'm feeling, that's when I get the tunnel vision, and that's when I don't remember. It's weird. I don't remember in the moment that I need to look at my life a little bit differently and maybe just adjust the angle that I'm looking at my life at. You know, for me, that taking that self-care time to go out on that dirt bike ride made this possible for me. Right, going out on that adventure made it possible for me to come to that conclusion, right? It cleared my mind enough so that I could think about those things. That's why, you know, that's what these self-care adventures do for me, is it clears my mind enough so that I'm thinking from a higher place of consciousness. When I'm too involved with myself, I lose it, right? I need to get out of myself and away from myself a little bit to be able to connect with myself on a better level. So, you know, going and burning a few hours on the dirt bike, great way for me to clear my head. And then all of a sudden these deep thoughts like this come in, and I'm able to apply things into my life. You know, big lessons for me in this video, right? Learning to let go and go with the flow, you know, adjust the angle of the way I'm viewing my life and how that affects my life, and taking that self-care time to be able to see these things from a different place. Say it all the time. Self-care is very important to our recovery. So that's all I really got for this video. Hopefully the next time we go out for a rip, I'll be able to film it a little differently. But I feel like that's that was a good rip and a well-needed rip, and a great reminder for me and my recovery, especially with the things I got going on with being between here and Kelowna and all that other jazz going on in my life, is just making sure I'm adjusting the angle to how I'm looking at all these things in my life. So much love to you guys. Hope you have a good day. Man, I'm been doing my daily reflections so much that forgot how I used to end these videos. So much love to you guys. Wish you all another 24, and that's not a case of beer, so keep coming back.